Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in for another video. Today I'm going to be talking about education, and I'm going to be talking about showing an interest in your child versus making an investment in your child. They may sound the same, but they are a bit different. Think about it as in money. You deposit some money and you may get interest. The interest rate may fluctuate, but you may have a lump sum of money and you're going to say, I'm going to make an investment, and you're making that investment anticipating high returns. It's the same way with education. You show an interest and it's borderline. But if it is that you make an investment, you would see higher returns in the future in your child's education. So I'm going to go through some things where parents may think that they're actually doing an investment, and reality is that they're showing an interest. So I'm going to put them in any random order, and you would just take what you need, leave what you don't, and make changes accordingly for your child in the future. So with showing an interest, it would be that parents are all right, you're 2 going on 3, we get you into preschool. We know at 5 you're going to graduate from preschool. At 5 we're going to get you into a primary school. We know that when it is that you reach 10, 11, you're going to do SCA, head off to high school. You're just going through the motions of where they should be academically with each age, or the basic age that you know things should be done. You're going to buy books, so you may buy some of the books. You may buy stationaries. You may not buy all the stationaries. Those are some things that parents would just say, well, yes, they're going to school, I bought some of the books. Those are just showing interest. You may purchase a school uniform. Somebody may give you some school uniform. You say, right, this is what you have, let's go with that. And you also may, if you're inspired, show up to collect the report book. Teacher may send to call you to come into school, and you may say, I don't have time for that. Is bare minimum showing an interest, if you want to call it showing an interest. We're not going to say that it's neglect, but it's bare minimum interest. Report day to collect the report book. You don't show up, you don't send anybody to show up, nobody gets to conference with the teacher to see, okay, this term has ended, let's see how we can improve in the next term. We did a project, but it had some flaws. If I go to the teacher, she may be able to point out the flaws in the project, and I would be able to grow from it to improve the project in the upcoming term or the other school years ahead. And then we're going to talk about providing meals, basic hygiene. You may or may not provide a meal. Schools provide breakfast and lunch. Government schools provide breakfast and lunch. So you may do that. Hygiene. The child may be at an age where it is that the body hygiene, the body odor may be changing a bit. You may say, some lime gonna do the job, some baking soda might do the job, or you might say, that is just a phase, go so. Is that really showing an interest of high returns, or is it just however it hang its swing in dialect terms? And school has ended, I came home. Is anybody asking me how was my day? Is anybody there to hold me accountable? Those are just some things that is basically, if you want to call it, showing an interest. But how much of an interest is it that you're showing? And how positive is the interest? Alright, so now I'm going to head on to investments to show you how much more it is, or what you would receive, and what you as a parent can do to show an investment in your child to maintain high grades and to push further with them academically. So the first thing would be random order, buying all your required textbooks and stationaries. You as the parent may also purchase additional resource books that you may want to work with the child home, just in case that the child comes home without any homework, or in case that there's a topic that there's a challenge. You have an extra resource book that you can use as a teaching tool. Providing sufficient uniform, providing the daily meals, healthy meals. You're conscious, you know, okay, no unhealthy food coming into this house, because we need healthy meals for you to function and perform at your best. Investing is also like Ensuring that your child is well groomed to show up to school. Teeth brushed, hair combed, not looking unkept and not looking unkept. Attending class meetings, touching base with the teacher ever so often randomly to see how is my child performing, how is my child excelling academically. Is there any area that I need to fine tune on? I saw that there was a midterm. What are the marks looking like? Can we come in and have a conference one-on-one for you to explain some of these topics or explain exactly? Because education, long ago in our times, and education now is two different things. There's a twist, there's a change. There are new topics being introduced, there are old topics being taken out, and you want to keep abreast, you want to keep ahead of what it is that is happening. Because even if it is that you go and you research the website, things would have changed. Teachers may have information that would assist you more than just a blank slate or surface information. Some teachers would go a bit deeper and a bit more in depth to provide better information for their parents. Asking how it is that your child is going, and you're not just asking the question, but you're asking and you're building a conversation to see how the day is going. So they would talk, and they would talk things that that they are not even aware that they are telling you about. So you can be able to identify, okay, my child might be getting bullied, they're struggling in social studies, we need to collect some pictures for this assignment. Besides just checking the bag, by having that conversation, you'll be able to pick up on some things. Enrollment in extracurricular activities. It is proven, and I can say this based on my experience, having your kids engaged in extracurricular activities does wonders to the mind. It allows them to be able to focus. It allows them to develop another level of discipline, and it allows them to not skylark or waste time because they are being held accountable. You could start off with maybe one co-curricular activity and you build on it based on your budget. Or you look for the extracurricular activities that are for free and you enroll them into those activities if it is that you are on a budget and you know you can't afford anything extra based on your income. Submission of homework, assignments, and projects. Miss gave out the project, Miss gave the homework, she gave a 2-3 days deadline. Ensure that you get it done beforehand. Not submitting it, your child's going to lose marks. That is not an investment. That is just being. And don't wait, the project is due tomorrow and you're harassing the teacher tonight to figure out information on the project that was given a month ago. Some teachers would not be available at that 99th hour. Sitting and reviewing the work that would have been done on the day with the child. Not just, let me see your bag, you look through to see if they completed the work and that's it. Go sit down and go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Okay, so Miss did addition. Tell me what addition is. Show me the sign for addition. Did she by chance teach you any words associated with addition, other words in the vocabulary that means addition? Ask the question. You could do a further teaching to reinforce what Miss would have done. You can also ask Miss, all right, I saw that you taught the maths in this concept. Is it possible for me to use another way or another concept to teach the child how to do this addition? Investing. It's important. By you investing in your child, you're going to see gradual moves in it. Even if it is that your child may have learning challenges, by you working with them and having that constant reinforcement and that constant repetition, you're going to see a difference. You can't say, all right, well, I'm sending you to school and then I'm sending you to classes and that's sufficient. The school would not cover everything totally. The classes teacher may not be on the same wavelength with the school teacher. And you are there and just saying, well, I'm sending you to class and I'm sending you to school. It's not enough. Being invested is doing your part to show accountability. Doing your part to ensure that your child excels. Doing your part to say, okay, Miss taught you 2 times tables. We're going to move on to 3. So I'm drilling 2 and I'm going to start teaching you 3 times tables. So by the time we start 3 times tables, we have already mastered 3 times tables and we are moving on to 4. Doing an investment is trying to be ahead of the rest. Trying to be in the top or the alpha male, the alpha female in the class. Even if it is that Miss decides to do a spontaneous spot test, your child would excel because you would have been doing constant repetition, constant revision, ensuring that they are where they're supposed to be or surpassing where it is that they should be. So school's going to shut down, whether it's Christmas holidays, Easter holidays, Carnival, that period. And I just leaving here for the brain to go idle. We're pushing some work. We're catching up on things that I may not have had the time to totally go through and explain with a fine-tooth comb. We're going to be going through it with a fine-tooth comb within that time period. Whether it's Christmas, Carnival, Easter, teachers get together or something. We jam in some books to make it happen, to see you excel and come out to something. Reading is very important. Do not think that, okay, I bought you the reading book and Miss whoever Miss does in school with reading, that's enough. No. Have them read for you. Do not say, okay, go and pick up your reading book and go and read. It is not enough. We are invested. So come with your reading book. Let me hear you read. Purchase some Enid Blyton. Look for someone who sells second-hand books to read. I have my collection of second-hand books that I post ever so often. That persons could purchase books at a reasonable price as they are second-hand, and you have your child reading. Have them write a book report at the end of it. You are investing because you are building their vocabulary. You are working on their fluency and pronunciation. It's not easy that a child is in standard 5 and picking, like if it is that they're picking peas off the tree, so they're feeling to see if the tree, if the pod full to pick it. When it's that child goes into the exam, they would be in trouble. Because the length of time that they're taking to read that 4 stanza comprehension passage, 20 minutes may have gone. And then they still have to answer the questions. Ensure if it is that you see that your child has some challenges, whether you teach them something or 3 days down the road, blank, they can't remember. Look for a brain supplement to help them, whether it's ginkgo biloba, ginkgo, focus factor, mentat, because I did previous videos on supplements for the brain. You can look for it on the channel. Do something to assist the child. This is your investment, this is your future, and you're looking for high returns. So this is it in a nutshell. I think I covered everything that I wanted you all to know. So I will see you again in another video. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bye everyone.